Hello to a Pokemon Black and White 2 Wi-Fi battle video. I am Skyfire, the Pokemon Manic, and the battle is against Ford from the Designed Pokemon Wi-Fi room. Now, it was a very interesting team, but I had to deal with something that I usually start off with. That would be a Ferrothorn. Now, the start of this one was very funny, especially when he came up against Skycatcher, which is my Togekiss. Oh yeah, his Ferrothorn's named Virus, and I found it funny. So I'm gonna go for Ear Slash, looking for a flinch, and it's going to go for Spikes. So I was suspecting a Stealth Spot to come in, so I was gonna try to flinch. Ear Slash misses, but he goes for Toxic, that misses. So what do you know, a double miss? How often do you usually see double misses in this game? Not much. So I am going to go for an Air Slash yet again, and it's going to flinch finally. So I'm thinking now would be the time to KO this Pokemon. Unfortunately, it went for Protect, and I have to think: was he going to scout? Was he scouting the flamethrower to come out? Because what I was planning to do, I was going to make it flinch, and then use the flamethrower to KO it before it did any entry hazards. Unfortunately, I never got to do that, so unfortunately the flamethrower came out, and I was thinking he was going to switch out, and that's why I did Air Slash. I could have did Aura Spear, but I decided to see if I was going to flinch again. But instead, it went for a Gyro Ball. It took me down to about half. So once I figured, I didn't know if he was going to switch or not, I was going to go for Flamethrower anyway, and there goes the Ferrothorn, because I figured Ferrothorn going to be a problem sometime in the near future, so I said, let me get that out the way. He brings in Scrafty, and well, let's just say, Cherish Balls. I'm not going to say much about that. But anyways, Scrafty slowed the Skycatcher, so I go for Air Slash, super effective, and a crit! So there we go. So I won't have to deal with his Scrafty. The problem was I had to deal with a Latios. And when there's a shiny Latios, how often do I have a chance to see a shiny Latios? Probably 1 out of a million, but oh well. Thunderbolt hits, but the Walking Bear weakened it, but unfortunately I get paralyzed, so it's like a flop of a flop there. Well, in a sense. So he's gonna go for another Thunderbolt. Skycatcher is going to be KO, but it did pretty good to knock out 2. So I'm gonna bring in my Quagsire named Finn-Niles. And well, this is where the funny came in. It goes for a Thunderbolt again. Is that thing scarfed? Or Specs or something like that? It had to be, because I wouldn't think that we did another move besides Thunderbolt. So anyways, once that came up, I just got myself a free stockpile. And I'm thinking to myself, sweet. And automatically, once I figured he was going to switch. So what I do, I just go ahead and win another stockpile. After his switch was into Salamis. I had to think, the Salamis didn't intimidate me, so this must be a Moxie Salamis. And you know, these you have to look at yourself and wonder. You got shiny Max IV Pokemon in a Cherish Ball. Well, I ain't gonna say much about that afterwards. But anyways, he goes for Earthquake. Obviously it's faster, but it's Finn-Niles. I go for an Ice Punch, and it's going to KO the Salamis. So no Moxie there. Only a Finn-Niles can learn Moxie, but no, it can't. So who's next? It brings in Infernape. Yeah. Now Infernape's gonna go for close combat, and well, let's just say that Finn-Niles takes that like nothing, thanks to the 2 stockpiles. So I'm gonna go for Earthquake, and that is pretty much gonna be a KO on the Infernape. So that's Infernape and Salamis down off of a good old Quagsire. You know, I love Finn-Niles for that for some reason. If only if I had a little better nature on this Finn-Niles, maybe things would be a little better. I don't know, but It brings in Thunderbolt, which is an Electros. I go for a waterfall, and I take about half. Again? Thunderbolt again? Wait, did he use Thunderbolt with Latios, and that was a fail? What made you think he was going to actually hit when you're an Electros? Never mind. That's like me trying to use Earthquake, but I ain't gonna say much about that either. So I'm gonna go for a waterfall, and now it finally goes for the Giga Drain. And I had to wonder myself, why didn't you do that beforehand? Well, I ain't gonna say much about that, but oh well. So I am back to 55 HP while he is recovering too. I guess we both have leftovers, but there's nothing. All his guys have leftovers. I wasn't really sure. I have to look at that again. Maybe not because I was thinking about Latios and how it has choice specs. Well, anyways, he's gonna go Giga Drain again. Obviously, I don't know if we had a speed tie or something like that, but eventually it went first, did the Giga Drain, and that's gonna KO Finn-Niles. So he's back at half, and I'm thinking like, you know what? I better get this thing out the way. So I am gonna bring in Henry Ruff, and I am gonna go for a Dragon Dance, probably especially for a Giga Drain or Thunderbolt to come in, because I usually would think that most Electroses are focused on defenses, but it don't go for a Thunder Wave. And I think to myself, doggone it, I ain't gonna get no sweep from Scrafty this time because now it's paralyzed. But I did this one before when I was paralyzed, but maybe that was another game where Trick Room was in play, but no Trick Room on this one, I guess. So it's gonna go for a Giga Drain. Giga Drain again? Wouldn't it be better to use a Thunderbolt to probably try to change for a KO that? Because I do think that Scrafty has high special defense anyway. Doesn't matter now, I got a +1 high jump kick on the Electros, and that means that it's going to be a KO. Thank goodness for that. Well, speaking of Moxie, my Moxie gets in play. Unfortunately, I had to deal with that Latios yet again. And apparently now I know that this thing has choice specs because I don't know if it's choice specs or choice scarf, but the funny part about it is it's choice specs now I just realized because I am paralyzed and I would have been faster if I would have had the Dragon Dance still in play without the paralyzed. So anyways, I am going to bring in Ludington. Oh yeah, he went for a Draco Meteor the first time. So I figured to myself, you know what, since this special attack went down, even though it's specs, I'm going to go for Calm Mind anyway because I don't think there's going to be a KO on it. So he is going to go for another Draco Meteor. Obviously, it's spec, he's locked in. I believe Latios is his last Pokemon. So I take a little less than half damage for that. So with that, he's about at 65%. So I'm going to go for a Signal Beam, take it down to about 2%. And I already know it's locked in the Draco Meteor. So even though it's specs -4, I am still going to live that like easily. So that's pretty much going to be a KO on the Latios after another Signal Beam. And that's going to be good game to Ford. I found some interesting funny things about that. 2 Thunderbolts on Quagsire. Really? Well, I can't see much difference like that. I guess that's just how it is. Anyways, rate, comment, subscribe, like. This is the Pokemon Man Skyfire saying have a nice day and see you next time.